Coach Harada, you and your team are coming off a season where they took Hawaii, the eventual champion, to double overtime at the Big West Championship. How do you build off that, and can you give us a little preview of your team this year?
Yeah, the pain, it still stings me thinking about it. But it was a great game, a great game for our team. You know, I mean, teams know we battled all year without any true point guards. I had three of my point guards injured all season, and going into that game, we just laid it all on the line and played our hearts out, and had chances to win it in regulation in the first overtime, but just couldn't get it done. But credit Hawaii, they did a great job. But I'm really proud of my team for the fight, for the composure, for just competing for 50 minutes of that game. And I think we put on a great show, gave the fans a great game, and with majority of that our team back this year, and hopefully we can stay healthy. We're looking forward to building off of that going into this next season.
Of those players coming back to fight, two are returners, Fujika Nemo and Aichel Hernandez. They played for their national teams this past offseason in Japan and Mexico. How does playing at the international level improve their game?
Oh, it improves tremendously, right? They're going through a rigorous training program with their home countries, and just continuing to play basketball at a high level, during the summer. Fuji went back to Japan and worked out with their national team and had such a great experience and just learned a lot. And the game is different overseas. It's a lot more physical. The rules are a little different, but it's basketball, and she was able to compete at a high level. And Aichel got to represent Mexico in her home country and play in the AmeriCup, the 2023 AmeriCup, and they had a great showing. I believe they won the gold medal in her age group, and it was just a great experience for her to be able to compete against players of her caliber and older players who are professionals in that country. So it's always helpful when they can get some work in. We do want them to get some rest in as well during the summer, but for them to compete and train at that high level with the resources they have around them, it's just a great experience.
Earlier on, you mentioned how injuries impacted the team a little bit. Kalina Salazar-Harrell, she returns to be an offensive leader this year. Can you talk about what it's like to have her back on the floor and what she adds to the team?
Yeah, we sure could have used Kali last year. She's coming off a redshirt year. We thought we could have had her back for conference. She tore her ACL in the state championship game in high school in March. And we were anticipating hopefully late November, December, she might have been able to come back for some late non-conference and our conference season. But, we hit a snag in the rehab process. She was working her butt off, really pushing hard, and we all thought she would get there. And it came to the point where, we didn't want to rush it. We didn't want to force it. We wanted her to be completely comfortable and healthy. So we decided to redshirt her, which was a blessing, right? She was able to practice towards the end of the year for us in conference, get some reps, learn the system, get her body back in shape. It's tough when you don't play for a year. So this past spring and the summer was really big for her. And she's just a tough competitor. She's very skilled. She understands the game. She brings it every day in practice. She put on probably 8 to 10 pounds of muscle in the weight room because that's kind of all she could do during the season when she wasn't able to practice. So she really dedicated herself in the weight room. Is stronger than ever now, probably the strongest she's ever been. And I don't want to compare them because they're definitely different players, and Lily is just a tremendous player. But Kali has a chance to be very similar to Lily Wahine Kapu type player, and we're just really excited about her. She can score the basketball. She's probably our best ball handler, and she just sees the floor so well. She's an unselfish player who just wants to do what's necessary to help the team win. So really excited to get her on the floor.
We're excited to all see her back, and I know that summer has been a time for rehab and overall realignment for a lot of players in general. And on that note, you and your team did take a trip to Italy, went to places like Rome, Florence, played some basketball. Can you share about those experiences?
Oh, it was amazing. Once in a lifetime. We're just very grateful for our fan base, for our boosters, for our donors who, helped us fundraise the money. We've been fundraising probably since I got here, in 2017 to make this trip. And we were all ready to go in 2020, and COVID kind of halted that. So it was a blessing that we were able to make the trip this past summer. We had some family join us, some other friends on the trip with us, and it was just eye-opening, right? Anytime you go to a foreign country, especially a place like Italy, where the rich history of the country, and we got to see the Colosseum, walk through it, where so much history there, and the Vatican and the Sistine Chapel, and the churches, just the different places. We spent 10 days there as a team and visited 4 or 5 different cities and areas, in the country. And like you said, we started out in Rome, headed out to Florence next. Was in Tuscany for a day, did a bike tour there, hit up Lake Como, got to go on a boat cruise, on the lake and see all the beautiful houses and architecture there. And we ended in Milan, kind of the fashion capital, where we had a lot of fun there. But we were just able to bond as a team, stay together, did some fun things. Other than the tours and stuff, it was a lot of walking. I probably never walked that much in a long time. We probably walked 7 or 8 miles a day, which was good exercise because we probably ate enough to have to walk that much a day. Pasta, pizza, gelato 2-3 times a day, which is amazing. And we actually did a pasta making class. So it was really a fun time for our team, for the players to learn how to make fresh pasta. So hopefully they can take those lessons and cook on their own since they've been back. And I think some of them have. So really great educational experience, team bonding. Like I said, just learning the history and playing some games, which was great too. We got to practice a little bit, which was awesome. Got to play 3 highly competitive games, and got to see, the things that we did well and the things that we need to work on preparing for the season. And like I said, we're just very excited to get things started.
Sounds like a very fun trip. And to shift gears a little bit on the same note of traveling, I know that you were born and raised in Hawaii, and you've scheduled a non-conference trip there for the Bank of Hawaii Classic. Can you talk about what it's like to go back?
Oh, that'd be great. Anytime we can get there, we do go in conference, which is always a fun trip for me personally, my assistant Nick, who's also from there, and for Kali, who's from there. But the team loves it. Parents, that's the first question they ask, right, when the schedule comes out, is when's the Hawaii game, so they can all make their reservations. But it'll be fun. It'll be a chance to play against some teams at a neutral site, to go to a beautiful place, obviously my hometown, and we're excited to be able to go there and to be able to play some games and just compete and see what we can do.
Unfortunately, though, in August, many may know Maui was ravaged by fires. Can you share your thoughts a little bit about what that was like and how it affected you?
Yeah, just sad. I mean, we were in Italy at the time, when the news broke, and it was hard. The first thing I did was try to get in touch with some people at home, some family members, because I do have some relatives and family, in Maui, and just wanted to make sure they were okay, that we were able to locate them. And fortunately, they are okay. But it hit home, right? I mean, to hear the devastation, to see it firsthand, when I finally got the news on, and it was tough. It was tough to watch. I mean, I was just there on Front Street probably a year ago, visiting, and just to see the devastation and just the charred buildings and nothing. It's in ruins, and you just cannot imagine what those people are going through. So obviously our thoughts, our prayers, our hearts are for Maui. We're supporting them. I'm trying to support them as much as possible, and hopefully, God willing, they'll be able to recover and rebuild quicker and sooner rather than later.
With basketball season around the corner, many look forward to just having that positive light back across the conference. And so I wish you all the best this season, Coach. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.